Stanislaus County unemployment falls. Here's one economist's prediction about recovery. Stanislaus County's unemployment rate is on a continuing path to recovery from the coronavirus pandemic, which has rocked the country's economy since March, but long-term recuperation could take years. The jobless rate for the county measured 13.6% in July, down from 15% in June, according to data released Friday by the State Employment Development Department. Local data released by the state EDD is not seasonally adjusted. June and July's decreases in unemployment represent a further recovery from April's high of 17% unemployment in the county, one of the highest rates since the 2008 financial crisis. Still, long-term recovery will be slow, said Jeffrey Michael, the director of the Center for Business and Policy Research at the University of the Pacific. Previously, Michael had expected to see longer-term economic recovery from the coronavirus crisis as early as the end of the year. Now, he said he's looking to late 2021, and even into 2022, before there's significant economic recuperation from the crisis. I've been getting a little more pessimistic about the pace of recovery, he said. It's an improvement this month but not as rapid as we had hoped for, and so I think the recovery is slowing down. Stanislaus County's numbers decreased in line with state unemployment. California's July unemployment rate clocked in at 13.3%, down from 14.9% in June. According to the state EDD, employers gained a total of 140,400 non-farm jobs in July. Previously, California saw a 16.3% rate of unemployment in May, an increase from April's 15.5%. Michael warned that a full economic recovery isn't possible until the state and county control the effects of the pandemic. Last month, Michael said he didn't rule out an increase in unemployment rates in July, since Governor Gavin Newsom walked back a number of reopening measures due to an uptick of coronavirus cases across the state. The governor had ordered 19 counties, including Stanislaus, to shut down indoor dining and bars on July 1st and extended the directive to include malls, gyms and places of worship on July 13th. While re-closings did impact the hospitality and tourism industries, Michael said, Stanislaus County has a smaller percentage of jobs in those sectors than other areas of the state. That was the hardest hit sector, and was coming back pretty strong, and then that's just been frozen, Michael said. Other areas have continued to improve. Areas like healthcare and retail, trade and transportation logistics. Additionally, Stanislaus County experienced job losses in the government sector, often related to decreased employment in schools during the summer months, and increases in manufacturing, as well as trade and transportation. Still, unemployment in Stanislaus County remains significantly higher than a year ago, when the jobless rate was at 6.5%. Last year, the county hit a nearly 30-year low for its unemployment rate in September, when it dropped to 4.6%. Michael said seeing Stanislaus County's unemployment rate so close to the statewide numbers is notable in and of itself, since the county's numbers are normally higher than statewide unemployment. He expects the usual disparity in numbers to return, however, as the recovery from the coronavirus pandemic continues, and non-essential industries, like tourism, which the Valley counties have less of, return to previous rates of employment. Nationally, non-farm employment rose by 1.8 million in July, and the unemployment rate fell to 10.2%. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is a further decrease from June, which saw a national unemployment rate of 11.2%. Between June and July, the number of jobless individuals fell by 1.4 million to 16.
Hello everyone, this is the channel of New York City News. Unemployment drops to 12.3% as total number of jobs decrease in SD County. The state's unemployment rate dropped to 13.7% in July from 15.1% the month before. The San Diego region's unemployment rate dipped to 12.3% in July, a 1.5% drop from the previous month, according to figures released Friday by the State Employment Development Department. According to the EDD, total non-farm employment in San Diego County decreased by 2,200 jobs, from 1,357,000 to 1,355,000, while farm employment remained unchanged. The decrease in jobs coinciding with a simultaneous decrease in the unemployment rate could indicate that fewer people are actively searching for work, or are looking outside the county for employment, not a good sign for the local economy. The coronavirus pandemic and related job losses loom large over the economy even as some industries resume business. The unemployment rate at this time last year was 3.6%. Job gains during the past 3 months have offset less than a third of the large losses suffered in March and April. As a result, San Diego's job total is now 167,000, or 11%, below February's pre-pandemic peak. "We continue to see large and abrupt shifts in who is hiring and not hiring," said Peter Kallstrom, CEO of the San Diego Workforce Partnership. "Occupational clusters in tourism and hospitality continue to be hit hard and may never be the same." The state's unemployment rate dropped to 13.7% in July from 15.1% the month before, while nationally, the rate decreased to 10.5% from 11.2% in the same time period. Government jobs led in local losses, with local government educational services, jobs such as school bus drivers, custodians and cafeteria workers, losing 13,200 jobs while the industry gained just 600 other local government jobs. Construction jobs fell by 1,100. Leading the way in job gains was the trade, transportation and utilities sector, which gained 6,100 jobs over the past month. Educational and health services gained 2,400 jobs, other services 1,900, manufacturing 500 and professional and business services 400. Financial activities, leisure and hospitality and information all posted modest gains. Comparing year over year, the San Diego region lost 144,400 non-farm jobs and 600 agricultural jobs. Leisure and hospitality continue to top the list in jobs lost, with a total of 60,800 jobs lost since last July, 45,000 of which came in accommodation and food services. Since the same time last year, trade, transportation and utilities shed 18,400 jobs, government lost 14,500, other services 13,500, educational and health services 11,400, manufacturing 7,400, construction 5,700, professional and business services 5,400, information 3,800 and financial activities lost 3,500 jobs. And now here is another news. California's jobless rate improves, but the economy is still struggling. Normally, adding more than 140,000 jobs would be cause for celebration by the standards of the past few decades, but this is not a normal time. California added more than 140,000 jobs in July, lowering its historic high unemployment rate to 13.3% amid a coronavirus pandemic marked by stops and starts of the workplace that have plunged the world's fifth-largest economy into chaos. Normally, adding more than 140,000 jobs would be cause for celebration by the standards of the past few decades. But the coronavirus has upended what's normal, with Governor Gavin Newsom's administration ordering most of the state's businesses to close in the spring, reopening them a few months later only to close them again when cases spiked. California lost 2.4 million payroll jobs in April, more than all the jobs lost during the Great Recession a decade ago. The state added back 558,000 jobs in June, a record for 1 month. With July's gains, the California Employment Development Department says the state has regained nearly a third of the jobs lost at the start of the pandemic. But the state's unemployment rate, while falling 1.6 percentage points since June, is still higher than it ever got during the Great Recession. Compared to the same period last year, the state has shredded more than 1.6 million jobs, the most of any state in the country. "These are wild swings we've never seen before," said Michael Bernick, a lawyer with Duane Morris and the former head of the state's Employment Development Department. "The numbers have lost a lot of their meaning. 9 of the state's 11 job sectors added jobs in July, but all are still reeling from the massive job losses sustained earlier this year. The leisure and hospitality sector, which includes hotels, bars and restaurants, added nearly 6,000 jobs last month. But they are still down more than 619,000 jobs from last year, the largest decrease of any sector. Trade, transportation and utilities added the most jobs in July with nearly 41,000, largely on the strength of car dealers and motor vehicle and professional equipment wholesalers. The state added 36,000 government jobs, mostly in state government, including thousands of people to help handle the millions of people filing for unemployment benefits. The construction industry had the biggest losses, losing 14,800 jobs because of weak hiring from home builders. California has processed more than 10.7 million claims for unemployment benefits since March. The federal government had been paying people an additional $600 per week, but those benefits expired at the end of July. Local workforce development boards have reported more people looking for work as a result, Bernick said. It would have a sort of positive job impact, except that the jobs aren't out there with the lockdowns, Bernick said. July's jobs report could be understated since it is based on surveys taken in the middle of the month. Since then, California has added several more counties to its monitoring list, which after 3 days trigger a new round of mandated business and school closings. Sung-Won Son, a professor of finance and economics at Loyola Marymount University, said the July jobs report reflects old news. The new story is that the economy is slowing and I think the businesses are battening down the hatch, he said. Nationwide, unemployment rates fell in 30 states, rose in 9 states and stayed the same in 11 states and the District of Columbia, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. The national unemployment rate fell 10.2% in July from 11.1% in June. One more news about unemployment in California. Jobless rate continues downward trend in state and mother lode. Sonora, California. California's jobless rate dipped to 13.3% in July from 14.9% in the previous month amid a coronavirus pandemic marked by workplace stops and starts that have plunged the world's fifth-largest economy into disarray. The state's unemployment rate, while falling 1.6 percentage points since June, is still higher than it ever got during the Great Recession, according to Friday's unemployment report issued by California's Employment Development Department, EDD. The state has processed more than 10.7 million claims for unemployment benefits since March. The federal government had been paying people an additional $600 per week, but those benefits expired at the end of July. Local workforce development boards say that has resulted in more people looking for work. The mother lode followed that downward trend for a second straight month. Tuolumne County's rate dropped from 14.49% in June to 12.6% last month. Out of a workforce of 19,780, there remains 2,480 without a job. In Calaveras County, the July jobless rate decreased to 9.6% from 11% in June, leaving 1,980 unemployed out of a workforce of 20,600. Tied for the lowest rate is Lassen and Trinity counties with 8.8%. Imperial County has the highest rate at 26.8%, which is actually down from June's 27.3% rate. 9 sectors gained jobs, with transportation and utilities showing the biggest gains at 40,900 and construction had the most job losses at 14,800. The national unemployment rate fell 10.2% in July from 11.1% in June. EDD officials advised that July's jobs report could be understated since it is based on surveys taken in the middle of the month. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, unemployment rates fell in 30 states, rose in 9 states, and stayed the same in 11 states and the District of Columbia. The national unemployment rate fell to 10.2% in July from 11.1% in June. Written by Tracy Peterson. Report breaking news, traffic or weather to our news hotline 532-6397. Send mother lode news story photos to news@clarkheadbroadcasting.com. Sign up for our free mymotherlode.com daily newsletters by clicking here. For local news delivered to your email daily, sign up My Mother Lode's free daily newsletter here. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share videos. See you in the next video.